Hi Taurus, how are you? Welcome to your August 2020 reading, right out the bat. 7 of Pentacles. Okay, so an investment, something that you are waiting to hear a return on, a relationship that you have invested much time and energy into, and the moon, there is very much uncertainty as to where things are going, which is very uncomfortable for a Taurus, right? Being fixed earth and being something that needs surety in everything, and an absolute in everything, that the moon is not a welcome sort of archetype in this moment for you. But yeah, there's a situation, I would say, with a water sign that you've put a lot of energy into. 7 of Cups coming out. And I feel as though if it is a love situation, I'm getting very strongly that it is for a lot of you, that this person has definitely gone out of their way, almost it feels like, to feed you the dreams, the hopes, the vision of what can be. And not only that, but they've also gone out of their way to kind of confuse you in a sense of 1 minute you're meeting this kind of person, the next minute they're this way. And so you're not really sure. And I'm not talking about slight personality shifts that occur because of life. I'm talking about, entire fundamental changes in who this person is. And so you are really unsure of, even if the relationship were to come to fruition, who is this person that I would end up being with? They've sold you some pipe dreams for sure. And in your mind, you being a Taurus, you have put pentacles in, right? You have put tangible, solid effort into creating this situation. And so you want to return on your investment. And, water signs that can be very ethereal, very dreamy, also very delusional, also very can present themselves as an illusion, right? That can sometimes be a bit difficult, I would say, for fixed earth to grasp onto. That a lot of times fixed earth is great, right? For water energies and for more etheric kind of formless or bodiless energies, right? That the Taurus energy, earth energy, fixed earth energy can give substance and weight and reality to those energies, but that those energies sometimes can be hard on Taurus to navigate because you're so cut and dry, like that it doesn't make sense when somebody is sort of doing all these things, right? Could be a Cancer, could be a Pisces. I'm not getting Scorpio vibes. I feel like Scorpio's sort of being your opposing sign, and also being another fixed energy. Probably wouldn't pull that shit. Maybe not. I've never dated a Scorpio. I've only entered into many an intense friendship with many a Scorpio woman. So, okay, yeah, 2 of Cups, next to the 7 of Cups. So there is a lack of clarity around establishing a relationship. I feel like for you, it's so simple, it's so easy, but for this other person, it's like, yeah, 7 of Swords, Temperance, coming out on of the deck. Okay. 5 of Pentacles. I'm just trying to get the cards, as many cards out. So with Temperance, I feel like next to the Seven of Pentacles here, which is at the center of the reading, which is the main energy, right? Temperance sort of coming out here next to the Seven of Pentacles, to me indicates that, further shows me just how much sort of, that on the one hand, that there is this call for patience, and there is this call for, you know, really not jumping in and allowing the angels, allowing whatever, the universe, higher power, you know, whatever, to bring forth the situation in a way that it needs to. And that I think the Temperance card is a reminder that you actually have very little control. That the great thing about, you know, fixed energy is that we're very determined. The downside to fixed energy is that we're very determined. And sometimes in that determination, we think that we can override, right, the thing. And I think for a lot of you, you are banking on this person, this relationship being the thing to work out. And I don't think the universe is saying no, or that it's not for you, but I think the universe also might is keeping you here a little bit for you to kind of be in a space of actually seeing who this person truly is, with the Seven of Swords showing up here. I think whoever this Seven of Swords is, if it's this water sign, or this very sort of, if you know, enigmatic person that you can't really seem to like, you know, I don't want to say tie down, because it's not what you're trying to do, and it's also a terrible term, but you know, who you're trying to at least get to be present with you, and they can't do that. And I think that their true nature, right? The Seven of Cups. We have 3 sevens. So the Seven of Pentacles, Seven of Cups, and the Seven of Swords. So I can't remember what sevens actually mean, but from what I can remember, sevens can represent our connection to sort of between ourselves and our higher power, or it's a very spiritual number, but it can also be a number of instability, of somebody who's walking a spiritual path, but is, you know, or is doing so in a way that feels kind of rocky, that feels kind of unsure, that feels kind of confusing. And so this person feels very unsure of themselves. And so I think they did a good job at presenting themselves in such a way that, you know, they were able to kind of blind you, right? Because the Seven of Cups here, yeah, we have cups that have jewels, there's like a beautiful woman, there's a victory wreath here, but there's also like a dragon snake thing. There is, I believe this is a martyr, right? Which can go either way. We have a snake. We have a tower here. So this person was sort of able to present all of the good and the beautiful and the ethereal, while also showing you the really sort of shadow aspects of who they are. I mean, the moon's here too, right? The moon was able to cast a light upon this person that, on the one hand, illuminated all of their defects of character, illuminated all the ways in which they may not be a good partner for you, but was also to do so in a way that like was like, oh, the lighting is still really good, you know? Like, oh, well, but that part over there looks really nice about who they are. So like, let me just sort of see where that goes. And I think your waiting period, which some of you are still very much in as we go even into mid-August, but the waiting period sort of culminates with the realization that, oh, like this person either totally like and they may already be doing this of like completely kind of distancing themselves, or cutting themselves off, not just from you, but from the outside world, right? Because somebody who's doing this is doing it to a lot of people as well. Somebody who is able to sort of cast this grandiose illusion has done so before and will continue to do so again, right? So there might be a need for them to have to kind of like disconnect, because they've upset maybe more than one person at this point. Now we also have underneath Temperance, we have the Five of Pentacles. So, I think that the universe or whatever the cards are saying is like, yeah, you could totally go for it. This is like what'll happen, right? And this will be you. You'll be the figure here following behind and trailing after this person who, is out in the cold. And you then will inevitably allow yourself to be pulled out into the cold. Okay. Capricorn. Yeah, I mean, that's what you can enter into the situation if you want. And I think this is definitely for Taurans who, are on the edge of a committed situation or have been in a situationship and are trying to sort of move into a more established commitment with somebody. For those of you who are already in committed relationships, we can get to that, but I think that this reading is really specifically tailored towards those of you who are seeking out partners, who are involved with people right now that you are kind of feeling very unsure about. And I feel like with the Devil coming up here, that this could, this representing the ways in which we are in bondage, right? The ways in which we become sort of bound to earthly pleasures, to relationships that aren't that fucking great for us, addictive behaviors, and how all of that can be addictive, right? That the allure here for some people can be really addictive, right? That misery loves company. And this sort of sacrificial, Virgo vibe of, if you're suffering, I'm going to suffer too. King of Cups. Yeah. I feel as though, okay, time to show you the cards. So we have the Two of Cups here, Seven of Swords into the King of Cups. I feel as though, that this definitely is or can be a water energy. I'm getting a lot of Cancer vibes from this reading, that there is a Cancer in the midst. For me, the moon is Cancer because that's just what the moon is. And with the King of Cups sitting here, that it can also feel confusing when this person is also showing up in such a strong and high way, right? That there also here is an indication of some level of emotional maturity, right? Some level of a grasp on reality and what they want. But for some reason, there's also this Seven of Swords here, which is just feels, the King of Cups is sort of cornered in by the Devil and the Seven of Swords. And the feeling that I'm getting is that there seems to be some addiction issues that this person may be going through, right? That's one way of interpreting it. And that if you were to enter into the relationship, that the idea that you're going to be able to heal them with your love, sorry, it's not going to happen, right? And now it sort of makes a lot more sense how they're able to cast such a wide net of illusion upon you, and probably upon a lot of other people, that they're able to sort of present themselves in these varying and differing ways that none of it lines up. None of it makes any fucking sense. And I think you are just really focused on, well, I've invested so much time and so much energy into this relationship thus far, right? But you have no control. You have no control. And I think below here, the Five of Pentacles, you can enter into this relationship with this person. There's going to be repeated moments of this energy here, the Seven of Swords energy, of them coming and going, and sort of running away from the circus that is their own mind, right? But still taking like the, you know, like I've been in a lot of recovery, like addiction recovery circles. And one of the things that we talk about often is like when people do geographicals, when they think that, well, if I just move across the country, it'll solve my issues, right? And so people leave what they think is the circus, but the circus is really living with them and traveling with them wherever they go. That these swords, you know, the circus is always going to be the circus. What are you carrying in your mind, right? What are you running off with in your mind? And that this King of Cups, I think, is showing up as a king because you see them, right, in this really high, really beautiful, really powerful, really mature way. But none of those things are powerful enough. None of those charming, charismatic qualities about this King of Cups is positive enough or able to neglect or negate the fact that they're kind of engaging in really questionable behavior. And that their response to you being like, okay, well, what's up? Like, I'm here sort of like planting the seeds, waiting to see where things go. Their response to that is that they run. Their response to that is that they retreat. They come back, right? They come back. And I think it's up to you to decide if you fall for it. That if they come back, what does that mean? Does that mean that you join them outside in the cold? Does it mean you now end up in bondage, right? These two people here are chained together. It could also be a Capricorn with heavy water placements, but I'm definitely getting somebody who has a more ethereal, I'm kind of like getting like Kurt Cobain, like sad, apathetic white boy vibes. Which, yeah, I get it, can be attractive, right? But also really destructive. So let's get some final guidance and advice for Taurus for August 2020. Ace of Wands. So I see you moving forward by yourselves in some ways, right? I mean, this Ace of Wands can get read in many ways. Ace of Wands could also very much mean a sexual relationship, right? That there is some sort of residual sexual encounters that occur with this King of Cups that can go either way. Or this is you sort of taking back your own life energy and power, and going forth and starting something new by yourself, either a new project, a new creative project, or there is just this breath of fresh air and fresh vitality that is blown into, that is sort of injected into you. Also, this could represent fire sign coming in. A fire sign coming in that isn't mopey, that isn't, you know, trying to like run away from themselves. It isn't keeping you out in the cold. In fact, they're keeping you rather warm. So, you know, I'd keep a lookout if there are fire signs that you've had or fiery energy that you've had your eye on that feels a lot more invigorating than this shit. You know, go for it. Any other advice or guidance for Taurus? Ace or Queen of Cups. Okay, so a new beginning with potentially like another water sign, but this coming up as a queen, I feel as though this person or archetype being as if they have the Ace of Wands before them, I think they're a much safer option for you. And I think this also represents you sort of going off with the Ace of Wands on your own and really reflecting on the situation, but more so really asking yourself what brings you emotional fulfillment. And then if it isn't these types of situations, right, where, yeah, somewhere in there is a Two of Cups, but we also got a Seven of Swords, a Seven of Cups, a Five of Pentacles, like the Devil. There's so much surrounding this Two of Cups, and it's not even the center of the reading. It's like, in order to even get here, you have to get through all of this first just to move this to the center. That's not, like, this person's made it very difficult to really feel excited and joyous about this union happening, right? And I think the end of the reading is advising you is, like, cool, fire signs bring new vitality, bring new warmth, and that also you can go into this space of being retrospective about why, right, you allowed yourself to stay within, because this Seven of Pentacles indicates that you've been here for a long time. 7 months maybe. You've been in this situation for a while. You've put a lot in, and now you're trying to see if you can reap a harvest. And I think you can, but it's not going to be the kind of harvest that you really want to have in your life. Okay, Taurus? I know sometimes I hate having to do readings like that, but in any case, that is your August 2020 reading. If it resonates, it resonates. If it doesn't, there are millions of other readers out there on YouTube you can check out. I began a Patreon page, so you can, and it's all the links are linked below in the description box. I'm doing full moon readings, new moon readings, general weekly readings, makeup content, dance content, social commentary. So I'm beginning to sort of put together a catalog of and a collection of content that I'm making and posting on Patreon. You'll get access to readings and things like that early if you join my Patreon. And yeah, it's just a great way for me to also get to know my followers more, those of you who watch my videos. You can also check out my website, where I sell my jewelry and prints of my artwork. This is one of my paintings back here. I have prints of it for sale on my website. And yeah, that's it. I wish you all well, and I will see you all for Virgo season in September.